Oh, hello, you fabulous bunch of people. It's your girl Bex, and welcome back to the race rundown post silly slippery weekend in Spa. This one's going to be quite a short episode, considering the fact that the race was quite boring. So, a slippery, slidey, wet weekend in Spa, delayed by the FIA for an hour and a half because apparently Formula 1 cars don't race in the wet anymore. Don't get me wrong, it was very, very, very wet. However, still feel like we could have raced. But the FIA are the FIA, and they are the gods that be, so we need to let them do their ting. So, we had 4 laps under the safety car. That comes in. Lando leads. Not for long. Because Oscar, with absolute balls of fucking steel, overtakes in the wet, and Lando just doesn't seem to fight it at all. Maybe it's because he just is playing the long game. I don't know. But what I do know is it looked like a bottle job. Yeah, it looked like a bottle job. Lap 6, George overtakes Albon. Albon had a tough race this weekend, was just basically complaining about tyre deg and the car not being where it needed to be. Sainz had another difficult weekend as well. He hasn't quite got to grips with the car. Williams were just struggling a little bit this weekend. Lap 8, Lewis overtakes Sainz after a terrible qualifying, finding him at the bottom of the table. Then he goes around Colapinto, showing why he is a 7.5-time world champion. He then overtakes Hulkenberg on lap 9, moving his way up the grid slowly but surely. By lap 13, some of the drivers are back on the slicks. Lando wanted to go on hards, went into the pits. It was slow on the front left, as always. Piastri is then back in front. Lap 17, Behrman cruises past Alonso. That's what we like to see, especially for the old fantasy team. With lap 21, Oscar complaining about tyre deg. However, they wanted the tyres to last, so they went on the hard compound. They wanted it to last for the remainder of the race. He said there was a little bit of deg, but he could probably do it, and he did. Lando went wide and ruined his own race, losing 1 and a bit seconds and getting a couple flat spots. Jumping ahead to lap 33, Lewis was up to 7th. He didn't complete his streak at Spa. I feel like Ferrari are on a roll, taking away his streaks. At the moment, they took away Silverstone streak, and now they've taken away the old Belgium streak as well. But hey ho, he made his bed, now he has to lie in it. Lap 34, another lock up for Lando. Lap 36, Piastri is 7.5 seconds ahead because of Lando's mistake, with lap 44, of course, Oscar winning the race. You would think that because Lando is from the UK, where it is 90% rain, well, up until recently, it's been 90% rain, you think he'd be better in the wet. Absolutely not. So, that was that rundown, basically. And short and sweet and simple. Off-track news, again, has been hectic. Horner obviously got sacked, which is just next level. He then got replaced, which is, yeah, the whole situation is just crazy. The Max to Mercedes rumour mill is still swirling. We'll see where that goes. The Lando Norris monster, not the best. Finally managed to get hold of it. Not the best. The Lewis Hamilton monster, disgusting. Sorry, Lewis, but it tastes like shit. I have a can of both of them unopened on what is now slowly but surely becoming a Formula 1 shrine in my office, and neither of them have what the flavour is, but it's just not it. The ingredients on the Lewis one, I mean, I just want to read you the descriptions on these, okay? So I got a Lewis Hamilton monster. Well, actually, my loving fiance got a Lewis Hamilton monster for me because they're not having it as Lewis Hamilton anymore. They're changing it to like full throttle or something like that. So I wanted to get a can and save it on the shelf. I've started a little monster collection of all the F1 drivers. I won't be buying a Red Bull can. You can fuck off. It's not happening. Unless somebody buys me a Red Bull can with Max and Checo on it as a cruel, sick, twisted joke. I will not be having one of them in my house, and whoever buys it for me, there's probably a couple people listening to this podcast that would, because they're assholes. If you do decide to buy one for me, thank you very much for spending your money on me, but also fuck you. Anyway, I digress. I wanted to read the caption on this, right? So, it's a 0 sugar Monster Energy Lewis Hamilton flavour. You've probably all seen the can at this point. This was when he had 7 world championships. Not 7.5, 7. The description on the side of it reads as follows. Every day we strive to give our best performance, but to do this we need the right fuel. I know how important this is when preparing to tackle each championship season. With the mission in mind, I worked with Monster to make this limited edition can. It wasn't really limited edition, they're bloody everywhere. Infused with the taste of stone fruits. This energy drink is packed with all the vegan nutrients, no wonder it tastes like shit, needed to turbocharge your drive. Wrapped in a bespoke design I co-created with Mad Dog Jones, this delicious formula will have you ready for anything. I strongly disagree. It had me ready for a trip to the fucking toilet. It tasted like shit. Can I also point out as well that these cans have a price tag on the side? The Lewis Hamilton can costs £1.55 here in the UK. For all my people abroad, let me do some comparison work for you. So £1.55. £1.55 is $2.07 in the United States. For anyone else abroad, I'm sure you could do your own price comparison here, but that's around $2-ish, $2 and a bit in the US. And the Lando Norris can, while we're here, the price of that is $1.65. So it's official that Monster value Lando Norris 10p more than Lewis Hamilton. A whole 10p. Wow. So that will probably be about $2.10 roughly. Again, I'm gonna Google it, but $2.20. $2.20 for a can of Monster. Lando's can is a lot better. It's textured, which is cool, and it's also lime green. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's also lime green. Shall we read the description? Because it too has a description. It's shorter than Lewis's. Multiple Formula One race winner Lando Norris, because he doesn't have any world championships yet, spends his weekends racing 230 mph spaceships, and this zero sugar Monster drink tastes exactly how you'd imagine that feels. Like watermelon, apparently. You'll be won over with the freshest of flavours, and this can is wrapped in the same iconic helmet design he races on track. That is true. And it is very cool looking. It's the taste of the future packed into one can. Watch your back, the new era is here and it's tasting good. I wouldn't go that far. It depends if you like honeydew melon or not, because that's pretty much what the flavour is. Yeah, it's okay. I've drunk 2 of these now and I've only managed to get halfway down the can because it's just too sickly for me. But then I am new to Monsters. I don't normally drink them, so I only started collecting them because of F1, which, I mean, my fiance used to drink Monsters all the time, so he's happy that I'm finally invested. However, he would probably love it if I just tried a normal flavour rather than a Formula One flavour, especially when I dragged him all over town trying to find a friggin' Lando Norris can. You could not find them anywhere, by the way, and now all of a sudden, the second I stopped looking because I finally found some, they're freaking everywhere. We're talking Home Bargains, we're talking B&M, we're talking Morrison's. Morrison's had a shit ton of them. Like, Jesus, I'm surprised Lidl isn't fucking selling them at this point. It's like, god damn, I know you invested a lot of money in this partnership, but fuck me. The cans are everywhere. You walk through the shop and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then you walk down the child section in half the supermarkets and half the fucking Lego sets are all bloody Formula One. It's like, Jesus. Don't get me wrong, I love this sport so much, but fuck me. Like, there's just oversaturation of merch at the moment. And don't even get me started on the freaking movie. The amount of merch that's come out for that freaking film. Which, I suppose while we're talking about it, let's get into that. I've reflected on the film a bit more. I've spoken to a friend of mine and we both agree that from a F1 purist standpoint, it's terrible. For any long time racing fans, it's not great. It's a bit of a slog. But for people that are new to the sport, hi if you are, lovely to have you. It's beneficial because you learn things and that's great, and kind of leads me on to another point that I've noticed quite a lot at the moment, which is the fact that people online are hating not just women but new fans of the sport, the old timers and the people that go back and listen to old school races and remember the good old days of F1 before the halos and before the FIA got involved in fucking everything. They are taking it out a little bit on the newbies, and as much as I see where they're coming from at times, not all the time, I think the sport that we love so much should be celebrated, and the sport that we love so much is having a stage of growth at the moment, and lots of the old fans don't like the new fans because they're on the Drive to Survive hype and they like the movie and they've got the Lego sets and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but you don't even know who Ayrton Senna is, you don't even know who Prost is, you don't even know Jackie Stewart, you don't know anything. And it's like, funnily enough, people can pick up hobbies and sports whenever the fuck they want. And if they don't know the result from a race that happened when they were 2 years old, fucking lay off. Seriously? Like, fucking lay off. People learn stuff at their own pace. And some people only care about the new stuff, not the old stuff. People are learning things at their own pace, okay? So let the fuck up. Alright? Let up. No one cares, okay? Nobody cares if you can name who won a certain race or who won Spa in fucking 2005. Nobody gives a shit, okay? Cool. Good for you. Now take it off the internet and stop fucking having a go at people for not knowing things from when they were fucking 2 years old. Seriously, lay up. Everybody starts somewhere, alright? For all you new people that have joined the F1 sphere, hi, welcome. My name is Bex. This is a happy corner of the internet, despite me sounding very angry right now. And you are more than welcome to learn as much as humanly possible on this podcast. If you have any questions, let me know. And all the fuckheads that keep telling you that you should know that, fuck them. Okay? Fuck them. You know exactly who you are. Fuck yourself. Alright? And I will say that. Fuck yourself. Moving on. As well, all the F1 girlies on TikTok, I see you, by the way. Love you. Join the corner of the internet. I'm sorry for all the creepy men that are around, and I'm sorry for all the men that turn to you probably and say to you, oh, you only watch F1 because you have a crush on all the drivers. No, that's just an added bonus. Sorry, but it is. Staring at Charles Leclerc's beautiful eyes is just an added bonus on top of a sport that I already love. Okay, staring at Fernando Alonso, who, by the way, has aged like a bottle of fine red wine, is just an added fucking bonus to the fact that I like cars and that I like F1 and have done since I was about 7. Okay, so for you to think that the only reason why women like F1 is because of Drive to Survive and because the drivers are fit, fuck yourself. Unpopular opinion, but fuck yourself. Okay? Because ultimately, women can get into F1 however and whenever the fuck they want. And if you don't like it, suck a dick. Because clearly, your fragile masculinity is hurt. Suck a fucking dick. Seriously. At the end of the day, the more money F1 gets from collaborations, Lego, movies, the more goes back into the sport. And ultimately, a fan is a fan, regardless of whether they've been a fan for 5 minutes or a fan for 50 years. And if you don't fucking like it, suck a fucking dick. Simple as. Simple as that. Will I lose followers because of that? More than likely. Is it a hill I'm willing to die on? 110%. Honestly, men at the moment have got me feeling some kind of way. It might be because the England girls won the Euros for the 2nd year in a row, and men are just fucking up in arms about it. It's like, fucking do better, seriously. If your fragile masculinity is hurt by a woman winning a football tournament, then you can suck a dick. Because clearly that's the way that you lean in terms of sexuality if you're that upset about women winning football. Like, seriously, get a fucking grip. Get a grip. So what? A new F1 fan can only name Michael Schumacher as a driver, and they don't know who Massa is, and they never watched a race when Button was racing alongside Lewis. And they'll learn in time. Why? Because they want to. All you're doing is pissing new fans off and making them feel like they can't be part of something that they really want to be a part of. We said for ages that we wanted F1 to have more visibility, and we finally get that, and people are being fuckheads with it. Like, seriously, come on. A fan is a fan no matter what, and that's a hill I'm willing to die on. And if you don't like it, suck one. I don't care. I don't care. And that's my final unpopular opinion of the day. And on that note, just a final you know. The final point is of the next race. So let me just double check when that is, because I'm highly unprepared and I am recording on the fly here after ranting because my brain tends to go fucking doolally. My brain tends to go fucking doolally. The next race is actually this weekend. Love that. Double header. Love it, love it. Is this weekend in Hungary. So, let's bring it on, shall we? It's this weekend in Hungary. And then after that, there's a 4-week break. I'm going to die. I'm going to die without Formula 1 for that long. What do you mean? What do you mean? But they need a break. They've worked hard. They need a break. And we need to allow them that. So, yeah. On that note, I've been your girl Bex. This has been the race rundown with some extra spicy, unpopular opinions this week. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.